Welcome to Mr. Biz Radio, Biz Talk for biz owners. During the next half hour, Mr. Biz, Ken Wentworth, a leading business advisor and two-time best-selling author, will cover topics that'll help business owners run their companies more profitably and more efficiently. If you're ready to stop faking the funk and take your business onward and upward, this show is for you. And now, here's Mr. Biz, Ken Wentworth.
All right, welcome to another episode of Mr. Biz Radio with me, Mr. Biz, Ken Wentworth. And this week, we're going to talk about something we've kind of touched on this, again, in almost 6 years of doing the show. We talk about a lot of different topics that impact business owners, entrepreneurs, et cetera. And this one is going to be something that impacts everybody, not just entrepreneurs, not just business owners, but especially that crowd. And that is around media, events, media, getting media coverage, being quoted in articles, being on television, all that sort of thing, the importance of that for your brand, how that helps you develop your brand, how that helps set you apart from your competition, et cetera. And to do that this week, we have a guest, an esteemed guest, who is a regular in the media world on many different fronts. So he's the founder of VIP Media, first of all. He's also the former DNC press secretary. And as odd as it may sound, and he and I had lunch recently when I was in Miami, very first question I asked him was, how in the world, as a Democrat, are you always on Fox News? So that's very impressive, right? How's that even happen? So anyway, our guest this week is none other than Mr. Jose Aristimuño. Jose, welcome to Mr. Biz Radio.
Mr. Biz, Ken, thank you so much, brother. I look forward to having you back in Miami very soon. Lunch on me next time, man. Look, first and foremost, just thank you. Thank you for allowing me to be on this platform. I think we need more people like you, man, and we need more platforms like Mr. Biz so entrepreneurs and business owners know what the heck they're doing before they get into the entrepreneurship business world.
Yeah. Well, so Jose, look, you I don't want to leave everyone hanging. So you got to tell us, what's your entrepreneurial journey? How did you get into, first of all, back all the way back, being the former DNC press secretary, deputy press secretary, and then moving into founding VIP Media and all that. How that all come about? How did it come to fruition?
Look, I think, first and foremost, I know you got listeners from all over the world that are here in America. I will say this: I'm an immigrant from Venezuela, from Latin America. I moved to this country when I was 10 years old, and from the very beginning, I don't know what it was about this country, but I knew this was the best country on earth. And I got older and I went through the high school system and middle school and all that. Went to college. I wasn't the best student in school, I'll say that, but I knew this country provided the opportunities for everybody and anybody, right? Even if you were Latino, Black, white, didn't really matter. Still doesn't really matter. So, recognizing that if you work hard, you can achieve anything that you want. And I think that's the first thing that people have to sort of understand when they're going in any business journey. You can actually achieve it. You actually have to believe it yourself before you even get started. But my journey, I didn't really know. When I was young, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I changed my major at least 7 times. Ken, I tell economists, think radiologist. Somebody told me in school, like, oh, if you become a radiologist, you're gonna make like $80K a year. And for me, it was like, what? How much? I gotta become a radiologist. I know anything about medicine or X-rays, but I'm gonna do it. I did that for a couple of weeks, and then I did do that. Then I did economy, and I didn't love numbers all that much. And I ended up with marketing. I ended up studying marketing because I said, you know what? I like sort of understanding, how does a brand like Nike, how does a brand like Reebok, how does that little swish become so famous? And it doesn't matter what part of the world, Coca-Cola, you see Coca-Cola, you're going to go buy it. So I became very passionate about branding and marketing, but I wasn't really sure where I wanted to take that, what I wanted to do with that. So I loved politics. It was 2007. Barack Obama ran for office during that time. And I was like, you know what? I don't know who this guy is. I've never heard of Barack Obama, but I want to help this guy. This guy's running for president. And I became inspired and I started working on campaign work during college. And when he got elected president, went to the White House, I said, you know what? I got to go live in DC. I got to go be next to that energy. I think I'm going to end up working for that guy one day. Right. And going back to what I said at the beginning, you got to believe yourself. And I remember like it was yesterday, I was in Florida, South Florida, Boca Raton, where I'm now again. But I was at Obama's inauguration. I said, I don't know how, but I'm going to end up living in the city and I'm going to work for that man. And I don't care what he's going to get it done. And years later, that actually happening, it's just kind of mind blowing to me. So long story short, I finished my college in American University for Eagles in DC, and I applied my marketing. I continued to study marketing, but through politics. So I did political marketing. That's the career that I took on because I wanted to understand how candidates, in order to raise money, in order to get known, in order to get people's votes, you need to be good at marketing. You need to be good at branding. And so I did that. I did consulting. I graduated college from American University, did consulting work for a very big consulting firm in DC, communication strategy, marketing strategy, and ended up all the way at the Obama administration, working at HHS, the Department of Health and Human Services. I think nobody knew what HHS was until like 2020. Everybody started knowing 2020 because of Dr. Fauci and COVID and all that type of stuff. We dealt during the Obama administration. We dealt with Zika, the Zika virus, Ebola. So very important and sensitive topics.
Sure.
And long story short, after that, we lost. I worked at the Obama administration. Then I got called during the Hillary campaign. I got called to go to the DNC to help push the Latino marketing, the Latino communication strategy for the DNC, which at that moment, once you select a nominee, which Hillary Clinton was the nominee at the moment, the DNC basically becomes an arm of the Hillary Clinton campaign. So I was working at the DNC, yes, but really my boss in a way was Hillary. So we do all the work the best that we can. Obviously, we don't win the election. That's the thing with politics. You either win or lose. There's really no middle ground, right?
Right.
So we lost the election, and at that point, Ken, I had been in politics for almost 6, 7 years, and I wanted a change. And I said, you know what? If I could tell the story of Barack Obama, if I could tell the story of candidates across the country, I could do the same for the American people at the private level, and that's how VIP Media was born.
Nice. Well, and in the interim, so it's funny, and we're running out of time here on this in the first segment, but we'll get more into this in the second. And then, by the way, we're talking about VIP Media in the second segment, and then we're also going to talk about a special event that Jose is putting on that's coming up here in a few months here down in Miami. Actually, that's going to be an amazing event. We're going to talk about that as well. But Jose shared with me during lunch some of his trials and tribulations along the way and how he first got his first foray into TV. So he's on television all the time. As I mentioned at the outset, if you watch Fox News, ironically enough, even as a Democrat, you will see Jose on there. He's on there a few times every week, it seems, if not more. Sometimes, obviously, as hot topics are coming up. But I want to make sure that we beginning the next segment, I want to make sure that Jose, I want to tell everyone I want you to tell that story about how you got your first shot at television and how sporadic it was. But we're going to hit a break here on Mr. Biz Radio. We're going to come back. We'll get the Mr. Biz tip of the week, and we'll continue talking with Mr. Jose Aristimuño.
Perfect. Thank you.
Business owners have a continually growing to-do list with little time for revenue-producing activities. With Check Off Your List and their experienced team of virtual assistants, you can focus on growing your business. Visit checkoffyourlist.com to learn how Check Off Your List's skilled team can handle your day-to-day tasks like social media, bookkeeping, calendar maintenance, and much more. Contact Check Off Your List at checkoffyourlist.com or call 888-262-1249 to see how their virtual assistants can help you live to work rather than work to live.
Thank you for listening to Mr. Biz Radio. Did you know our show airs 7 days a week for more than 30 hours now? If you are in the B2B space and would like to reach thousands of business owners every week, including our more than 250,000 social media followers, our thousands of daily internet radio listeners, our email list fans, and Mr. Biz Solutions members, email us at info@MrBizSolutions.com to become a sponsor. Tap into Mr. Biz Nation to help grow your business.
Check out both of Mr. Biz's national best-selling books, Pathway to Profits and How to Be a Cash Flow Pro on Amazon. Now, once again, here's Mr. Biz.
All right, welcome back to the show. And it's time for Mr. Biz Tip of the Week. And this one is short and sweet and actually is one of my favorites. So, we have a different tip every week, as those that you follow me on social media know. And we switch them up every year. I throw some of them out. I put new ones in. Some of them are quotes. But this one is a Mr. Biz original. And I learned this from my corporate days of hiring hundreds, if not, probably not 1,000, but hundreds, multi-hundreds of people and interviewing in thousands of people, et cetera, is I think people focus on this too much. And especially right now with unemployment the way it is. And the tip is to hire based on three things: character, loyalty, work ethic. Of course, if you're hiring a brain surgeon, you need to make sure they have the technical knowledge to be a brain surgeon, right? But for the most part, and my stance is character, loyalty, and work ethic. Those are things that you can't necessarily teach someone. I can teach you I can send you to a class and you can learn how to run Excel or a database or whatever that might be. You can learn those things. Those are technical skills that can be learned. You find someone with character, loyalty, and work ethic, you're going to have a rock star in your hands because they're going to work as hard as they have to learn whatever technical skills they need to be good at their job. So that is the Mr. Biz Tip of the week. We're talking again this week with Mr. Jose Aristimuño. And Jose, so again, I want to give us the story. So I heard the story and it was very intriguing to me, but the story of how you your first television appearance, how'd that work out?
So it was back. It's a great story. It was back in 2013. I was working at a big consulting firm in DC, and my clients were different political campaigns, private sector clients that wanted to get in with Washington, anything public affairs related. And my boss at the time, still a great friend of mine, she's a CNN commentator. I don't know if she's still today, but she was a CNN commentator at the time. And when you're a CNN commentator on contract, you have to go whenever you're on call. You're kind of like a doctor. Every time they call you, say, hey, come comment on this or that, you have to go. Obviously, being in DC, the office was located a few minutes away from the CNN DC headquarters. So it was very easy for her to get around. One of my jobs was to do the talking points, prepare to her sort of like a file on what she should know about, the topics of the week. Because, one of the things about TV, and when people see me on Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, whatever the case may be, know what I'm going to talk about until the day off. So they'll probably tell me 2 or 3 hours at most. Jose, you're going to talk about Ukraine, Russia. You're going to talk about inflation. So you always have to be in the know of what's happening in the world. So for my boss at the time, I had to just make sure that she was prepared. So any topic political related, I prepared a briefing for her. And one fine day, I remember like it was yesterday, maybe like a random Tuesday, Wednesday, and Ken's laughing because he knows what I'm gonna say. I do my thing. I mean, hey, here the briefing of the day. Every morning at 9 a.m. I would deliver my briefing, almost like a presidential. DC is very, like Washingtonian, like very like what you see in the movies, like same thing, even in the private sector. So when I did that, she gets her briefing, no big deal. CNN hit that day at 3 p.m. And it must have been around 1:45 p.m. She rushes into my office and she says, so let me go back. So she says, Jose, okay, I got CNN in an hour and a half, an hour 15. I'll see you later. I'm not going to come back to the office that day, so I'll see you tomorrow. Cool. No big deal. She leaves. About 15 minutes later, she rushes back in, her purse flying across. Oh my God, I forgot. This is crazy. I have my daughter. She's got a beautiful little daughter, but she's big now. But and she's like, my daughter's got a ballet recital today, 3 p.m. at her school. And like, I'm so late. I can't believe it. And I'm like, she's like, oh, but what am I going to do with CNN? Oh, you know what? I know I got an idea. Why don't you do it? Why don't you go? And I'm like, yeah, who? I'm like looking around. Who? Like which another principal at the firm or who? And they're like, no, you, me, yeah, you. I'm like, what do you mean? I don't know anything. I'm like, well, she's like, what do you mean you don't know anything? You do the talk, you do the briefings for me every morning. You know everything. You're the one that gives me a lot of the information. I'm like, well, Maria's her name. Maria, I've never been on TV. I don't know what to do. She's like, you know what to do. Look, let me give you some tips right now. Let me tell you what, how you should do it. Look, camera, do this. So she trained me for like 10 minutes. And she's like, well, I'm like, you're my boss, so I really can't say no, can I? She's like, nope, you say no. I'm like, well, here I am. I guess I got to get on an Uber in 20 minutes to go to CNN. And she leaves. And then right before she's going to go, leave the office, she's like, oh, by the way, one more thing. Don't mess it up, because if you're not good, they'll never call you again. But if you do a great job, they'll keep calling you back. And it's been now almost 10 years, 9 years to be exact, and they've kept calling me back. Thank God. So thank you, Maria. Thank you, CNN, Fox, whoever, because it's been a fun ride being in TV. But that's the story. Very, very, very entertaining, very funny, and sometimes in life, and you probably know this, Mr. Biz, and you've probably talked about this on the show. Opportunities don't always come when you want them to come. Sometimes it's like a train. They just pass you by, and you either got to get on that train or you let it go by, and it might never come back. So sometimes you got to take those opportunities, and that's what I did.
Yeah, absolutely. So I love the story. I want to make sure we got that in. But so it's a good segue though into how important has that been in your career? Not only for obviously VIP Media and starting VIP Media, but how important is that for an entrepreneur, a business owner, or really anybody of getting media coverage? Totally.
So I think one, especially with the social media world, anybody can go on Instagram, anybody can have a Facebook, which I recommend, right? I think social media is the future from a branding perspective. You need social media, but it's free. Anybody can go on Instagram. So it's become very competitive, and it's become just the norm. So it's not, maybe at the beginning, if you had an Instagram or a LinkedIn, it was attractive and it was different. Now it's just more of the same. So I always tell people, how do you differentiate yourself from the competition? How do you make people remember you? And 9 years, Ken, me, ever since I've been on television, you've been on radio, television, book author, those type of things make people say, wow. It just makes people trust you. It makes you build trust, you build credibility. That's where media comes in, right? So I don't tell people, don't do media necessarily. Yes, it's a marketing tool, but it's more of a branding tool. So I don't tell people, don't do media because somebody's going to call you and hire you. They might, but that's really not the reason why you do. You do media for the branding, for the durability of your credibility, because look, the economy can go up and down. They can take away your, God forbid, they can take away your home, they can take away your car, but they can never take away your brand. They can never take away who you are. So I always tell people, invest in media, in marketing, because it's the one thing that's going to follow you along your whole life.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, when I first started Mr. Biz Radio, and I was working with producer Alan, and it was, probably maybe a month after we had started doing the show, and I ran into someone at a networking event that I didn't even know. And they walked up to me and they're asking me all these questions. And I said, again, they didn't know me. And I'm like, well, where did you even know to come up to me and ask me, or did I know about this? And they said, oh, we're your show. And I said, oh, well, that's really cool. And she said, well, if you're on the radio, you must know what you're talking about, which was really funny, right? So we both know that there are lunkheads on the radio and on television, right?
Sure.
But it's that instant credibility. People assume that if you're on the radio, if you're on television, you must know what you're talking about, because they wouldn't put someone on who doesn't. So again, we're talking this week with Jose Aristimuño, and I promise we're going to get more into what he does with VIP Media. And I want to make sure we talk about his upcoming Mastermind, VIP Mastermind, which will be in Miami, VIP Mastermind 2022.com. You can get more information.
Are you ready to automate your business? Automation is the key to scaling a business and building wealth. It's also one of the most difficult things for a small business owner to do on their own. If you're looking for help with automation, Pulse Technology CRM can help. We have an exclusive offer for Mr. Biz Nation. We will build everything for free, even if it's a sophisticated funnel. Visit thepulsespot.com/Mr. Biz for this exclusive offer.
If you find listening to Mr. Biz Radio is helpful, imagine having live access to not only Mr. Biz, but also 5 other trusted business experts. It's true. You can have live access to your very own CFO, plus a business attorney, a website and digital marketing expert, a sales and growth guru, a financing professional, and a customer experience master. Visit MrBizSolutions.com to learn more. Join Mr. Biz Nation at MrBizSolutions.com.
To submit questions to the show, email them to info@MrBizSolutions.com. Now, once again, here's Mr. Biz.
All right, welcome back to Mr. Biz Radio, and we hopefully you guys enjoyed that story about Jose and how he first got on television. And clearly he did good. And I think my favorite part about the story, Jose, especially, as we discussed it during our almost 3-hour lunch down in Miami, is the end where she pops her head back in and says, by the way, don't screw this up, because if you do, they'll never call you back. But if you do well, they'll call you all the time. And clearly you did well because they call you all the time.
But that's not, it's funny, Ken. And it's like, this is you've never done this before, right? So is that the right thing to say to somebody that before going to go on live television? I don't know, but it worked for me. I work well under pressure. I'll say this. She did curse. She did say the F word when she said that. Don't F it up. That's what she said. But she's a great friend, and she's an amazing political guru in DC. And we laugh about it all the time. Every time I'm with her in DC, sometimes the story always comes up. I must tell a story at least once per month.
Yeah. It's a great story. I can see why. So let's talk about this event, VIP Mastermind. I believe this is the second year for it. So again, you can find more information, VIPmastermind2022.com, VIPmastermind2022.com. How did this VIP Mastermind come to fruition? And why did you decide to create this event, Jose?
Totally. And thank you for the question. Look, I believe that mentorship is one of the most important things that we can have as entrepreneurs. I think we need guidance. I think it's okay to have guidance. I think you, Mr. Biz, having this network, having this show is guidance, is mentorship when you bring on guests. But I wanted something in person. I think after COVID-19, going into year 3 of this pandemic, obviously it's getting better and better, thank God. But I was missing, especially last year after 2020, I was missing the in-person interaction, the human interaction of people, hugging people and talking to people face to face, helping them take their life, their business to the next level. So I said, what are some of the pillars that I think you need to run a successful business? And for me, it's money, marketing, and mindset. I called it the 3 M's. And the VIP Mastermind talks about those 3 things: money, marketing, mindset. You need money to start a business or grow a business. You need marketing. People need to know that you exist, and you need mindset to make sure that you push through the tough times like the ones that we're living right now. So that's why I started the VIP Mastermind. We had an amazing event in Miami at the Conrad Hotel last year. 200 people there, 20 speakers, attendees from all walks of life. People flew in from Argentina, from Chile, from all across the United States, which was an honor for me, because one of the things in social media is that you're hiding behind a screen there, right? So I have over 1 million followers on Instagram, and I don't say that from an ego perspective at all, but there's a lot of eyes who are watching my content and consuming it, but they don't always interact with it. They don't always say something. They don't always make a comment, but they're always watching. So when I announced this mastermind, Ken, and people, I've told at the end of the event, people want to take photos with the speakers, with me, and I say, who are you? What's your name? Where you from? Oh, my name is Eduardo, and I came all the way from Argentina to see you. A guy came from Sweden. So it gives me goosebumps just talking about it, that people will come to an event for me from across the country. It's an honor. I mean, so we don't take it lightly, the responsibility. This year, we're going to do bigger, better. We have some of the best people in the game from various industries, real estate, investments, marketing, communication, sales, spirituality. Going to do a live meditation right there and then. We're going to do manifestations. We're going to do a bunch of different amazing things. Some of our great speakers this year. Tim Story, he's an amazing coach. He's coached the likes of Kanye West, Oprah Winfrey, and such. Adam Jabling, he's an addiction coach. And let me announce it right here, live and direct. My great friend, Mr. Biz, will be live at the VIP Mastermind. August 26th, folks. August 26th. At the Conrad Hotel, now it's known the AKA. They changed the name, AKA Brickell. Beautiful venue, same venue that we did last year. Mr. Viz will be live and direct with us right there in person. So I'm very excited, Ken, for you to be there. and the amazing people. We have a bunch of women, amazing power players that will be there as well. Elena Gross, she owns a lending company. She's got over 300 officers across America. If you're looking for money, mortgages, Elena's your girl. And many other folks in the fashion industry. Jahaira, she's an amazing entrepreneur, for example, who she does women's shapewear. And she's been so successful all across America. She's a powerhouse in her own right. So super excited. VIP Mastermind 2022.com to get your tickets, get the early specials now. Obviously, people can find me at Aristimuño on Instagram if they want to reach out to me, or if they want to send us an email on the VIP Mastermind 2022 website. Any questions you may have, you want to sponsor the event, you want to participate in any way, shape, or form, reach out to us. But I'm honored. I'm excited to have you there, Ken. And I know the most important thing is that people are going to leave the mastermind feeling stronger, feeling ready to take that next, take their business to the next level. And for those people who don't have a business, a lot of them, you have no idea, Ken, after the first that we did, a lot of people started business after that event, and they're coming to the second one to take their business to the next level. So I'm very, very excited about it.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. Look, I'm humbled and honored to be part of it. And guys, go out to VIPmastermind2022.com. Look at the speakers. You know, Jose mentioned some of the folks that are going to be speaking and on stage. I'm telling you, it is an all-star lineup. That's what I'm so humbled to be one of the speakers at this event. And when you go out there and see some of these names and know some of their backgrounds, I mean, you'll see. I mean, it's, oh my God. I'm stoked not only to be a speaker there, but I'm stoked to be part of the event and hear all these other amazing speakers, because it's going to be an amazing event. I'm super, super stoked about it. Again, VIPmastermind2022.com. Go out there, and Jose said there's some early bird specials and things like that, which I'm not sure how long those are going to last. Probably, I'm guessing, and maybe Jose, you don't want to give that away, but as he gets closer to selling out, probably those are going to kind of go away. So make sure you take advantage.
We announced, I'll tell you this, we announced the event, I believe, May 1st. The event's August 26th. So we're almost 90 days out. We're already at 60% capacity. So I don't know if we can do July. I'll tell you that right now. So if you want to go, you want to invest in your brand, you want to invest in your future, go get your tickets now while we have the early birds. I know for a fact that sometime in mid-June, prices will go up.
Yeah, and guys, look, as you mentioned, I'll be there. I'll be speaking. I'll be the whole day at the event. I'll be there the day before, etc. So if you are there and you're coming to the event, reach out to me, DM me on Instagram, reach out, because I'd love to meet you in person as well. So anyone out in Mr.
Let me add one more thing, Ken.
Yeah.
One quick thing before we go. If you buy the platinum ticket, you get to go to a special private cocktail reception the day before, on the 25th and on Thursday, and you get to hang out with all the speakers, just the platinum holders and the speakers. So that'd be a great event to network.
Yeah, absolutely. A great opportunity to meet some of these folks that I mentioned. Again, you go out to VIPmastermind2022.com, you'll see, as I mentioned, the speakers are just absolutely dynamite. I'm not sure how I lucked into this, but I'm humbled and I'm honored, and I can't wait to be down there amongst all these superstars. Jose, so VIP Media. So we talked a little bit about, so we're running out of time here, but how can people reach out and get in connection with you with VIP Media if they have interest in you helping them with PR or branding?
Totally. So if you're looking to get press, whether it's digital, whether it's print, to go on television, like you see me on TV, you want to be on the radio, like you see Mr. Biz, go to VIPmediasolutions.com, fill out the little questionnaire, the little inquiry box, and somebody from my team will reach out to you. We will love to help you. I always tell people, a powerful brand is a powerful bank account. Never forget that. Remember that your brand is the one thing nobody can take away from you. And if I can build the brand of a former president of the United States, I'm 100% confident that I can build yours.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming on, Jose. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, guys. And don't forget, as always, cash flow is king.
This has been Mr. Biz Radio. To learn how to become part of Mr. Biz Nation, visit MrBizSolutions.com. For access to free weekly content, subscribe to the Mr. Biz YouTube channel and follow him on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Twitter. To listen to archive shows, you can find them on the Mr. Biz Solutions website.